Okay, now some of you may ask, what is a neckband? Well, it's this. It's like earbuds, but with a connector thing. And I absolutely love it. For a lot of reasons, actually. So let's get into it. Now, before this, I was an earbuds kind of guy. Remember my Nothing Phone 2A from my previous videos? Well, 11th grade me figured that it better stick to the theme and buy the corresponding Nothing Ear A. Alright, how much is the Nothing Ear A? Yep, that's way out of my budget. Let's go with some CMF buds then. Specifically, I bought the CMF Buds Pro for about 50 US dollars. And I do say, I like that thing too. The aesthetics of it was mid. Not peak like the Nothing Ears, but I could live with it. The active noise cancellation was... I couldn't really tell. It was my first product with ANC, but I think it was alright. Blocked the traffic well enough. Sound quality was pretty good. The equalizer was definitely a nice touch. Comfortability was okay. Nothing special. So was controls. The mic quality, well, I'm really only going to be using these for music rather than calls and stuff, so that's not really something I'm after. Transparency mode, hit or miss. I usually just take one off anyway when I'm crossing the street. Battery life? Was actually fine. Sometimes the buds didn't charge in the case, but after some cleaning, it went back to normal again. Alright, bag's all set. Now I just have to pop some music when I walk for a while and... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I hated it when that happened. But I just have to live with it from time to time because I just couldn't live without the other things that made it great. And then, towards the end of my 12th grade, I discovered neckbands. Still from the Nothing CMF line, I looked up the CMF Neckband Pro, which I bought, discounted, for about 20 USD. And to my surprise, the things I loved about my buds stayed with the neckband, while also improving on a few things that fit my own personal taste. So let's get into that. First, aesthetics. I actually like the wires, oddly enough. I was a fan of it when I used to use wired earphones, but I got turned off by it because it messed with my movement, being in my pockets and all. Alright, just have to get out of that. Ah! It is though. Both looked cool and isn't really in the way. Second, battery. Zero risk of failures with charging cases with this one because, well, it doesn't have one. And with my CMF ones, I could go about a week without charging it. It also meant that I didn't have to worry about different parts breaking separately, since it was all just one piece. Third, controls. Neckbands usually have clickety-clackety buttons, which makes it easier to distinguish between presses, while also being easier to click since I'd be reaching around my neck instead of my ear. I mean, volume, which is my most adjusted setting, was a press and hold on either my left or right bud for up and down respectively. That's a little too loud. Click, click. No, not skip! But with the CMF neckband's rotating dial button thing, I could just... a bit too loud. Click. Fourth, and something I didn't even mention in my buds list, is access and security. Since the neckband would be around my neck, I could access it anytime instead of fumbling around in either my pocket or my bag. Alright, just have to reach for my pocket and... Oh. Right. Guess I'm not getting it then. Likewise, if I didn't want to have it in my ear, I could just leave it hanging around. Plus, I could have them turned on so I don't have to reconnect it to Bluetooth because, again, battery isn't a problem if it can last me the whole freaking week. And bonus points, if I wanted to talk to people or cross the street, I could just... and then put it back on just as easily. And all of that without putting it back in a case in my pocket or dangerously holding a small object over gutters, roads, or water. I used to be scared that my earbuds would just fall off on one unlucky day, but now I don't even have to think much of it since I know it's just right there. So, combined with all the good things from before, this was essentially, yeah, that's great and all, but you're missing one key thing. What? Doesn't wearing the neckband soar your, you know, neck? Ah, almost forgot. Well, dear viewer, it would be if it did hang around my neck. What? Well, technically it does hang around it, but doesn't touch my actual neck at all. Again, with my default attire, and likewise with school uniforms, I could fit it inside or around the collar, so it doesn't even have to touch any part of my skin. I could have all the upsides without it being uncomfortable. It's great. So that's why I use neckbands. I don't know if it would be a perfect fit for you, but look into it and see if all your checkboxes are checked like mine. I do have to say though, some downsides to it are that it isn't easily pocketable and requires bags if you don't want to store it, that if you dislike the look and vibe of wires, and the sore neck thing if you aren't used to it or can't get around it. But again, upsides compared to true wireless ones are easy accessibility, better controls, less battery anxiety, stronger security, and it's cheaper. So, you guys decide. I'm sticking with these for the time being though. Anyways, that's it for this video. And I do apologize in advance when new videos slow down with me being in college now. I'll try for one once in a while though. Well then, see you in the next one. Peace. It's bum 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 and credit scene time. Not much to say to be honest. I just really like my CMF Neckband. Also, I'm using its microphone for this video right now. I just hope that nothing as a company doesn't totally collapse. Anyways, this video should have been made a while ago actually, but I got sick and couldn't record in my raspy voice. I'm a little better now if you're wondering. Anyways, this video stalled for too long and now I'm in college, which means I'm probably meeting some of my old friends and classmates. So, if you're watching this, hi! And to the people who stalk me regardless, hi to you too. Also, to the people who recognize themselves in these videos, I hope that's alright. I try not to name anyone directly, only just for a fun gag. But if you do have problems with some of the videos you yourself are indirectly mentioned in, you know where to contact me and we can work something out. It is not my intention to leak privacy and put someone directly in a bad light. I still hope the description for each video is clear enough for that. Sorry, this end credit scenes are somewhat scripted, but I just do it in one take, so no edit, just maybe some editing, but I don't really care. Yeah, I'm just a kid yapping about stuff, so it's not really a quality issue. Anyways, next video will probably be about the sleep one, or me being a pretty terrible school editor one, or something else entirely. I don't know. All right, end credit scene time over. See you in the next video. Adios.